Hey, this is going to be a different episode of comparative reasoning because this one will be addressing something uh, it's a debate between Kent Hovind and Aron Ra. And I've listened to the 2.5 hour debate, and I've listened to, this is my first, I listened to round one of the debate that they're going to do back and forth on YouTube. And I just got done listening to round two. And in all debates, I've noticed this before I even heard of Aron Ra, that what I'm trying not to be a separatist here, but I don't have a choice. But what religious people do, they will call other animals kinds. So, and they keep saying, well, how does a dog become a non-dog? I remember hearing this debate between G-Man and the Amazing Atheist. I remember hearing that often. When does a dog become a non-dog? And I've listened to the term kind growing up and how it was explained in, honestly, no matter how they explained it, it all came to the same thing. And this here is to help Mr. Ra and to help Mr. Hovind. See, maybe they'll get something out of this. I'm not highbrow like Aron Ra, but I am definitely not exceedingly lowbrow like Kent Hovind. And there's a reason that I judge it this way. I'm somewhere in the middle. All right. I listen, I contemplate, I observe, and repeat, and form my conclusions based on those things and a little research. So what I want to do is explain this to Aron Ra and those that may not understand what a kind is. What Aron Ra doesn't understand is there are kinds, but he's not understanding what those kinds are. There's a dog kind, there's a cat kind, there's a bear kind. They are their own kind. It's not about evolution, or evolution if you pronounce it that way. I pronounce it depending upon my mood, really. It's not good or bad, it's just how I feel at the moment. But what is going on is the foundational structure of separation. So therefore, a cat cannot be a dog cannot be a bird cannot be a banana cannot be a tree. Therefore, it's their own kind. And that's the foundation. And what that foundation did was lay it all to build the structure for support of segregation. So you have Chinese, Japanese, you have African American, European, Native American. You've got all these kinds of people. That's the issue. So it's basically religious racism. It's not a straw man. It's not a hyperbole. And the reason I say this is because growing up, I heard quite often that people need to stick to their own kind. I'm sure you've heard that too. Whoever may be listening, people need to stick to their own kind. Work with your own kind of people. You know, stay in your group, stay in your lane, stay with your own kind. You hear it so often. And when I was watching documentaries, when I read certain texts, when I listened to historians speak and tell about old slavery times in the United States of America, I listened to how the whites would talk about the blacks being their own kind, the African kind. And that was used in a belief system where two kinds cannot mix. So therefore, as you already guessed this, they can't breed together. A white person, a black person being together will not produce a mixed kind. So there are lots of times where it's depicted in movies, where it's been done in real life, even in recent times, when someone that's usually white would sleep, reproduce with someone who is black, and they have a child that is clearly biracial. I mean, there's no mistaking about it, and they will scream, "I'm not black," because I'm not that kind. That's what they're getting at. So when you listen to Kent Hovind, and I'm talking to everyone and hopefully addressing Mr. Aron Ra, which I don't usually call people Mr., but I'm really digging what he's got to say and what he's doing. On a very profound level, I listen to a lot of stuff he says. I don't retain it, but I'll still listen anyway, and I'll repeat these videos just like I do for Conquering Thought and Pro-Social Future and a lot of others that I listen to. But this here is all about separation and racism, and to go against that and say that there is evolution, that at some point our kinds, the white, the black, the Asian, the islander, the Native American, the Indian, all of our kinds were at one point one kind. It would devastate him to admit such a thing, because he most likely cannot fathom being part of another kind of human being. He does not accept evolution. He will not accept it. He is basically a troll or scared, because if you destroy his belief in what a kind is, if he finally accepts that there are no kinds, just subspecies and species linked, and therefore you can't evolve past your own original species, therefore, as Aron would say, we are still apes. We cannot evolve past our origin. So he can't accept that. And that's why you and he will clash. That's why anyone that does not believe, no, they have an understanding of evolution. That's what that is all about. It's not a debate. The debate is not about those who understand and do research of evolution. The true debate is the one citing evolution as a religion. The ones that cite having a kind and not a diverse group, all stemming from one group and another and so forth, until we all come from the primordial ooze or whatever started us. So in truth, we're all lizards. We're all ape. And we have far more in common with bananas than most other things on this planet. And that's just how that goes. I hope this helps. I hope this helps other people understand what's really going on. We're just kinds to them. And you can't be with other kinds. You have to stay with your own kind. This is Cedric, candidate for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.